Wonderful to have the governor here. I first came with Governor McAuliffe to Fort Monroe, I think in 2009. I don't think you were even running for office yet. And he fell in love with the fort. He is, you might not know, he is an avid history buff and is fascinated by Virginia's amazing and multi-layered history. And he's also an avid supporter of the Captain John Smith Trail. And he has worked tirelessly on conservation issues for the Commonwealth. You may know he was able to pursue over $30 million in the President's budget for the Rivers of the Chesapeake proposal. And he has worked tirelessly on this effort here at Fort Monroe. He's been to the White House, he's been to see the Secretary of the Interior, all just to see us get here today. So it's a great honor and a privilege and a delight to work for him every day, and it's an honor to introduce him on this special occasion.
Well, thank you, Molly. What an honor to be here today. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I thank you, Molly, for that. We did first come 2009. I was running for governor. I didn't win. That's why you wanted to forget it. But, remember, I ran on that platform of big ideas, renewable energy, and high-speed rail. And I said, if you don't like my big ideas, don't vote for me. And you didn't. But that's all right. I had a great time running. But it is great to be here. And honestly, let me say this. I would not be standing here today. This would not be happening today were it not for Molly Ward. I can tell you, in every cabinet meeting, we meet every Monday morning from 9 to 10. There's not a week that goes by that Molly Ward does not either talk about it at the cabinet or come down to see me in my office to make sure we're moving ahead with this project. So, folks, give Molly Ward a spectacular round of applause. And Glenn Oder, it's great to be back with you. Thank you for your great stewardship here and everybody else who is here with us. Let me also mention today, this day, actually 1916, 99 years ago, under President Woodrow Wilson, a great president, was the founding of the National Park Service. So give that a great round of applause. It's a fitting day to be here. Mr. Mayor, it's great to be back with you. Today marks the culmination, as Molly and Glenn have both mentioned, many years of very hard work by our state leaders, by the City of Hampton, the National Park Service, the Historic Preservation Community, the National Park Conservation Association, and the citizens of Fort Monroe National Park. And when I first met in 2009, I did meet with the Association of the Fort Monroe, and I want to give those citizens, give yourselves a great round of applause, who live and breathe Fort Monroe. And thank you for your constant work. Peggy Odell, our Deputy Director of the National Park Service, I thank you for being here today. I want, when you go back, Peggy, to Washington, think about one thing.
Fort Monroe.
Fort Monroe and Virginia. That's it. All assets. Forget those other 49 states, those dinky little other states. Right. Remember, 1607, it all started right here. This is America. So in your new budgeting, so give Peggy a great round of applause. Make sure I have great visions of what we can do here at Fort Monroe. Today we are actually entering into a partnership that will include the Park Service, the Commonwealth, and the Fort Monroe Authority to achieve what I always refer to with Molly as the perfect balance of historic stewardship and economic development, so that we can work hand in hand to protect this very special place. When I'm about to sign these deeds today, Fort Monroe National Monument will become a reality in about 5 minutes, folks. Something I know you've all worked on. This monument, I think we all agree, is truly unique. It preserves a group of significant landmarks that highlight some of our nation's most important events. It represents the first national monument on the Chesapeake Bay, and it provides Virginians and visitors to the Commonwealth with opportunities for camping, bird watching, swimming, boating, fishing, and so many other great outdoor activities. The Fort Monroe National Historic Landmark District, the 500-year-old Algernon Oak, and the archaeological sites that are here are now eligible to be included in the National Registrar as a testament of the fort's significance. Peggy, as governor, I have had the opportunity to visit Fort Monroe so many times, and Molly's right, my first visit in 2009, I knew nothing about Fort Monroe, and I have become such a huge advocate from the first time I walked through this main gate. It is truly extraordinary. As you know, Glenn, we have walked the seawall and the parade grounds. We have stood in Lincoln's bedroom in the Old Quarters 1. I have explored the fort by land, sea, and air. I have been all over the world, folks. I've seen the terracotta soldiers in China. I've seen the pyramids pyramids in Egypt. They got those things, but let me tell you, what we have now here with this site here in America, in Virginia, right here in Hampton, I would put Fort Monroe up against any of those great sites around the globe.